What's happening, my epic people? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all doing amazing. Getting yourselves out there, enjoying the somewhat good weather. I mean, we had a few good days of it, a little bit of a blast, and all of a sudden it's back to the wet stuff. But today I thought I'd have a little talk to you guys about not seeking that perfect ride. Now that could be misinterpreted in any old way, but it's when a mistake happens, whether you made it or when somebody else has done something that hasn't made you particularly happy while you're riding, or when someone's put your life at risk, or when you put your own life at risk. It's about not dwelling on it, because I've been having a little look around on these sort of beginner rider groups on Facebook, or when I get a DM from sort of newer riders and they're trying to assess what happened in a moment. And you know, 9 times out of 10 I find people really beating themselves up about it. You know, for example, you know, I was just at a traffic light minding my own business, and because I didn't pull away fast enough, somebody beat me from behind and really shook me up, etc, etc. Now I can understand, to a new rider, that might put you on edge. You might sort of feel that you didn't do something right in that moment, but the fact is you already did half of the work, which is you've assessed what happened in that moment. So in that moment, you know, you didn't pull away fast enough, as the example goes. So instead of worrying and thinking, oh, well, I didn't do anything right, blah 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 blah, use that assessment to progress. You now know that's the thing you've got to get better at. You know you need to get better at pulling away faster. Never mind the beeping. You know, that's just people in a rush, just people being stupid, you know, dum-dums. That's not on you. But take some responsibility somewhere in thinking that you can improve on that. Go down a nice quiet road, you know, somewhere that's off the grid a little bit, and just practice getting to that point faster, pulling away faster, etc, etc. It's very hard not to beat yourself up in that moment, but you have to give yourself some leeway in the fact that, one, you're a human, so you're not perfect. That's the idea of riding, it's the human element to it all. That's the fun of it. The aim of the game is to progress and get better and better. But number 2 is that other people around you have to accept the fact that you are a human, that you're not perfect. I don't think I've ever been on one ride where everything went perfect. I may felt like I had some really good rides, but to my memory, I don't think one single ride has gone absolutely perfect, whether it be gear changes, whether it be braking, cornering, overtaking, filtering, pissing people off, other people pissing me off, road rage. The list goes on and on and on. And if you believe that you are perfect at riding, then you're an umpty. There's no such thing. We're not perfect. I would argue and say I make at least 1 or 2 mistakes every ride. I aim for perfection, but how is perfection really measured when it comes to bikes? Because it doesn't exist is why we can't measure it. every time you make a mistake, you should have it logged in your head, move on in that moment. Don't let it loom over you like a dark cloud, because otherwise you're taking that concentration away from the rest of your ride. So for example, someone pulls out on you on a roundabout, didn't indicate, whatever, and you, without sort of thinking ahead a little bit, just jumped out on the roundabout. You came out unscathed, no problems, but there's a bit of beeping going on, a bit of road rage, people are a bit unhappy on both ends. Whose fault was it? Well, this is the part where most people tend to dwell on it. They start turning around, sticking their fingers up at the driver, getting all frustrated with themselves. They're not looking forward, they're not concentrating on the next potential hazard. And this is the point I'm trying to get to, and I'm trying to make, is because you're so focused on the mistake that happened back there, you're not thinking about the next potential thing that could either do you some harm or spoil that perfection that you so seek. Now, the person who told me that there is no such thing as a perfect ride was my instructor. Now, we all know when we had an instructor who we got on very well with, got us through our test, we really felt that they helped us through it. This passion that you really want, which is riding a bike. And you can't imagine in that moment when you're so new that they do anything that is not perfect. If you are aware that they're not perfect, then you're a lot more forward thinking. But you can't help but idolize and look up to your instructor who got you through what you may think to be daunting, exciting, whatever, but the one person that got you to that passionate thing of riding. But my instructor told me there is no such thing as a perfect ride, so stop trying to seek it. Just brush it off and move on to the next thing, because I can guarantee you it will happen again. But what you want to do is minimize the chances of potentially something else way worse going wrong because you are not concentrating on the next hazard. And while you're at it, when this said mistake does happen, once you have moved forward with it, give yourself a pat on the back. You came out unscathed, and that's all you can hope. Reassess, know where you went wrong, and do better with it. Because even now, even still, after many years of riding, there are still moments where I'll be seeking for that perfect corner, thinking I've got the nice body position going on, getting my head in the right place, and it just felt uncomfortable and grubby, and it just didn't go how I had imagined in my head. Do you think all these MotoGP stars, do you think that they get it right every time? No, hence the reason why they lose to people from time to time, because they're not perfect. So, to summarise, what to take away from this video is, you must know that mistakes are going to happen from time to time. You must try to minimise how that mistake affects you in the moment. So when it happens, just think ahead, concentrate on the next thing, and then later reevaluate and know how you can make it better for next time. Especially when I talk about road rage, this is the key, and this is the part I really want to get dug into your brains. Don't dwell on it. If you dwell on it, you're not paying attention for the next mistake. And not only that, one, it looks bad for us riders. We are all advocates for good riding. So put it out of your mind the mistake you made, no matter what it is, whether it's road rage, somebody else's fault, whatever. Move on and think about it later. And even better if you have it on GoPro, because at least then you can watch where your mistake went wrong. Alright my guys, anyway, this is not supposed to be a bleak subject. This is hopefully just to put your minds at ease and just forget about these mistakes, because you are not perfect. None of us are. You just try to seek perfection in everything you do, but don't get yourself bent out of shape if not. Hey, it's a gorgeous bike. I do love those Z900s. Alright then my guys, anyway, I will catch you all in the next one. Thank you very much for watching. If you just joined us here, do hit that like and subscribe. It really helps the channel out. On the channel there is many tips and tricks and all sorts of different things, and if there is a particular bike you're interested in, you never know, I just might have a review for it on the channel. And as time goes on, of course, I'm going to be striving to get more and more bikes on the channel, so you can hear my opinion from an everyday rider. Alright guys, anyway, thanks for watching. Peace out.